Emily was a renowned author and expert on the supernatural, known for her knowledge and her first-hand experience with the paranormal. She had encountered many spirits and evil entities over the years, but none had ever scared her as much as the evil spirit of Cassandra. Cassandra was said to haunt a cabin deep in the woods, tormenting anyone who dared to enter and leaving a trail of destruction in her wake. When Emily's best friend Jake called her for help, begging for her to come to the cabin and put an end to Cassandra's reign of terror, Emily knew that she had to act. With a mix of fear and determination, she set out on a journey to the cabin in the woods, determined to face the evil spirit head-on and put an end to her once and for all. Emily had always been fascinated by the supernatural, and the cabin in the woods was the source of her obsession. She had never forgotten the terror she had felt as she and her friends, Jake and Alex, were trapped in the cabin all those years ago. And she was determined to put the evil spirit of Cassandra to rest once and for all. She spent years researching, speaking to experts in the occult, and studying ancient texts. She learned about the dark forces that had bound Cassandra's spirit to the cabin, and she discovered the incantation that would break the curse. And finally, she returned to the cabin, armed with knowledge and determination. As she entered the cabin, the evil presence was palpable. The whispers started again, and she saw the dark figures moving in the shadows. But she stood her ground, reciting the incantation she had memorized. Cassandra screamed, and the dark figures disappeared. The air cleared, and Emily was finally able to break the curse and lay Cassandra's spirit to rest. But even though Cassandra was gone, the cabin remained a haunted place, where the air was still thick with an evil presence. And Emily couldn't shake the feeling that Cassandra was still watching, waiting for her next victim. Years passed, and Emily moved on with her life. She got married, had children, and became a successful author, writing books about the supernatural and the paranormal. But she never forgot about the cabin in the woods, and she often thought about the evil spirit of Cassandra and the incantation that had broken the curse. One day, she received a call from her old friend, Jake. He told her that he had bought the cabin in the woods, and he was having strange experiences there. He had heard whispers in the night and seen dark figures moving in the shadows. He was terrified, and he begged Emily to come and help him. Emily didn't hesitate. She packed her bags and headed to the cabin, determined to help her friend and put the evil spirit of Cassandra to rest once and for all. As she entered the cabin, the air was thick with an evil presence, and the whispers started again. But this time, she was prepared. She recited the incantation, and Cassandra screamed in fury. The dark figures disappeared, and the air cleared. But as she turned to leave the cabin, she heard a voice whisper in her ear. It was Cassandra, and she was angry. She told Emily that she would never be free of her, and that she would come for her when she least expected it. Emily left the cabin, her heart pounding with fear. She knew that she had broken the curse, but she also knew that Cassandra was still out there, waiting for her next victim. And she couldn't shake the feeling that she would never truly be free of the evil spirit of Cassandra. Despite her fear, Emily was determined to learn more about Cassandra and her powers. She pored over ancient texts and spoke to experts in the occult. She learned about the dark rituals that had bound Cassandra's spirit to the cabin, and she discovered the incantation that would finally put her to rest for good. Years passed, and Emily's fear began to fade. She continued to write books about the supernatural, and she became a well-known expert on the paranormal. But she never forgot about Cassandra, and she always felt a sense of unease whenever she thought about the cabin in the woods. One day, she received a letter in the mail. It was from Jake, and he was in trouble. He was being haunted by Cassandra, and he was begging Emily to come and help him. Emily didn't hesitate. She packed her bags and headed to the cabin, determined to help her friend and finally put the evil spirit of Cassandra to rest once and for all. When she arrived, she found Jake in a state of extreme distress, haunted by the spirit of Cassandra who seemed to be tormenting him relentlessly. Emily didn't waste any time. She immediately got to work, using all of her knowledge and expertise to protect Jake and drive Cassandra away. She recited powerful incantations and performed complex rituals, calling upon all the powers of light and goodness to defeat the evil spirit once and for all. The battle was intense, with Cassandra using all of her dark powers to try and defeat Emily. But Emily was determined, and she was driven by her love for her friend. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the evil spirit was vanquished. Emily could feel Cassandra's power fading away, and she knew that the evil spirit would never haunt Jake again. Jake was overjoyed and grateful, and he thanked Emily for her bravery and her help. They left the cabin together, both feeling relieved and exhilarated after their victory. But as they walked away, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that Cassandra was still out there, waiting for her next opportunity to strike. Despite this, Emily was at peace. She knew that she had defeated the evil spirit and protected her friend, and she felt proud of her bravery and her determination. She continued to write books about the supernatural and the paranormal, and she continued to share her knowledge and her expertise with others. And she never forgot about the cabin in the woods, the evil spirit of Cassandra, and the battle that she had fought and won.